It's exciting. It is here. It is Liberation Day, April the 2nd. That is what the White House has declared. The Trump administration is calling it one of the most important days in American history. A live look here at the White House. The Rose Garden, 4 o'clock p.m. is where the ceremony will take place and impose a wave of tariffs on the UK and other nations worldwide. So how is the international community responding? We have more on this and also our national security. Pleased to bring in Republican Congressman from Florida, Mast. He's the chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee and a member of the Four Country Caucus. Great to have you with us, Congressman Mast.
Always good to be with you.
You know, we were just talking about these tariffs and how it is going to bring back jobs, a golden era here in the United States, and also dominance in a way that we sort of lost under the Biden administration. We saw spy balloons floating everywhere. And as a member, you know, on House Foreign Affairs, I want to ask you about some of the important discussions that are happening from your point of view. Greenland, we know that China and Russia are looking at the Arctic Circle, and there have been incursions into U.S. waters and airspace, and they are going up. What is your biggest concern for our national security, especially when it comes to Greenland, which of course has taken the focus as of late?
Look, we could talk about a lot of things about Greenland. You just mentioned access to the Arctic, what we do there to combat what Russia is doing in the Arctic, China doing in the Arctic, and that doesn't even count, obviously, totally end of the earth when you start talking about the Antarctic. China has huge incursion into the Antarctic. These are all major concerns. But let's speak about tie the knots together to connect the dots for Greenland, right? You talk about America being the most important defense economy that exists across the globe for defending Europe, for defending Denmark from Russian aggression or anybody else. Well, it matters that we have the minerals that we need to be the most important defense economy across the globe, so that we don't have to go to China for the minerals. We don't have to go to China for the refinement of those minerals. We don't have to go to China for the finished product that goes inside of a larger product that we need for defense. And ultimately, we don't have to go to China for the entire defense production of anything, because we allowed ourselves to get to a point that we don't have what we need to make what we need, or to get what we need, or produce what we need. That's what this is all about, is making sure that America can be secure, can defend ourselves, and can provide to others what they need to defend themselves, like Europe.
You know, and it all ties into the bigger topic today, which is tariffs as well. Fentanyl, which China knows is pouring into our borders from Mexico, from Canada. President Trump is using this emergency order to enact some of the tariffs against Canada. And, you know, some, even within the Republican Party, Congressman Mast, are going to, with Rand Paul, Susan Collins, Mitch McConnell, Lisa Murkowski, may actually vote with the Democrats today. Your reaction to where, you know, we see them kind of always going up against President Trump, but it comes to a point now where people are saying, it's got to end here. We've got to secure our borders, and every tool in the toolkit needs to be employed.
I think some people think they're too smart for their own good, and they try to suspend the common sense of things, right? You have to suspend common sense to think that the most important consumer economy, which we also are, I just talked about the defense economy, we're also the most important consumer economy. You have to suspend common sense to think it's not good for us to turn production inward, to make sure that what's being produced for Americans is being produced within America, whether it's an automobile, whether it's a nut, a screw, a bolt, a bucket of epoxy, or anything else, whether it's timber, you name it. If we can provide it for Americans, why are we having others come in and provide it for Americans instead of giving the jobs to the American people, growing the American economy and the real American economy, not the government American economy of where tax dollars are taken from somebody's pocket and then paid to somebody else, but the real people that are out there reproducing and producing the GDP for our nation.